Hey there, comic book fans. Back from the comic shop again this week. I got a lot of comics to show you. I picked up 12 comics at the comic shop. And it was funny because I'm usually a cash person because, especially at the comic shop, it's easier for me to budget. As I was leaving the comic shop this morning, I said, you know what, I'm going to throw an extra 20 in my wallet because I think there might be a few things that I don't want to pull off the shelf. So I ended up, first of all, since last week, the Image comics didn't come into my shop. Some are from last week, some are from this week. And there's about 4 I pulled off the shelf, I think. Plus, I got something in the mail. This shirt is new. I got it this summer. And I just realized, if you read Stray Bullets, I look like Spanish Scott in this shirt. Because he's always wearing flowered shirts like this, and he's got long, dirty blonde hair and a beard. So I'm like, I just realized that wearing it last week sometime. I'm like, so I would look down, like, this shirt looks familiar. I'm like, I think I'm Spanish Scott in this. This is his outfit. Stray Bullets, David Lapham. If you've never read that, it's good. But anyway, let's start with the top of my printer, museum books. Here are 2. This is one of the mystery books from DC. Actually, I think this is the early 80s, not the 70s. Joe Kubert cover. Pretty cool. Just little kid looking at those space travelers in the lawn. They're obviously real tiny. And this is I wanted some Mr. X. What number is this? Number 9. It's not signed, but I'm pretty sure this is a Dean Motter cover. I actually want to do a video looking at my Mr. X hardcover just because I want to look through it. I may as well make a video of looking through it. And I actually just ordered off of eBay for the second volume of Mr. X hardcover, which is the not very good stuff that came out in the 80s. That wasn't the Hernandez brothers or Dean Motter. It was like there was this weird series that came out like the late 80s. I think it's called Mr. X, Bride of the Monster, and other stories. But it's like I never got that one just because I remember getting a few issues in the 80s and never loved them. But I just saw the hardcover for like $25 shipped. So I was like, you know what? I was feeling nostalgic for the Mr. X issues I didn't like. So I got the hardcover. And let me show you what came in the mail. Back sometime in the spring, this once again came out last week. I mentioned it, but I didn't buy it. The Sickness. This is by the team who did Black Stars Above from a few years ago, that really creepy horror book. I think the Vault put it out. It's, what are their names? Jenna Cha and Nadler. I forget Nadler's first name, but that's Jenna Cha is the artist. But I got an email from, because I was on the Uncivilized Books is the... Let me show you the different cover. Uncivilized Books is the publisher, and I'm on their email list. So I got an email that says, subscribe to the book for $30, and if you're an early bird, one of the first 200 people, will send you all 5 covers for issue 1. So I did that, because the issue itself is $6, and there's 5 issues. So I was like, you know what? I may as well pay $30. That one's a cool cover. And get a subscription. So now they're going to be mailing these to me every month. So they also gave me this print that's got both over here is their signatures. I'm not a big signature guy, but there you go, nice print. So I was like, you know what? I'll spend $30 and be one of the first 200 people to sub to The Sickness. That might be my favorite cover. Who does this one? Shintaro Kago. Yeah, I like that one the best. But it's as creepy as Black Stars Above. I read it yesterday since it came in the mail yesterday. I don't know. I can't even tell you what the story is yet. Except first, it was in 1945. There's a lot of this weird slice of life creepiness with this kid, and it was just he and his friends in 1945 talking about the war and talking about their families. And this kid sees like creepy things in the window. It's a kid. He's probably a teenager, high school. And then it's 10 years later, we get this woman who sees creepy stuff and ends up killing her whole family. And now we get the doctor trying to figure out what's going on. No idea where it's going, but it's got that same creepy vibe that Black Stars Above did. So that's always good. Now let's see what comics I got at the comic shop. We got, this one came from my pull list. Camp Pickens, Chilling Adventures of Archie. Let's see who's doing this one. Story by Jordan Morris, line art by Diana Camero. Story by Blake Howard, line art by Carola Borelli. And Tim Seeley and Mike Norton. They did a comic together I used to buy. What was that? The Rural Noir. I can't even remember the name of it. But yeah, no, I've been... Some nice art. I've been enjoying these Archie horror ones. I pick them up every now and then. And this one looks like one of the last one I really liked. Which was that? The little girl who was the daughter of Satan. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe the daughter of Satan. But I think they've been doing a good job with this. I now have an Archie horror section in my collection. We got issue 3 of Don't Spit in the Wind, 3 of 4. This one's been fun. Mad Cave. The art's pretty cool. The art's weird too. I think it was Comic Crack who said it looks like the art was drawn small and blown up, and it does kind of look like that. But I think he's also using like a filter that makes it look old and with like an old comic with dots in it and texture. But this is story of these guys who have to clean up a planet, which is all, and I think it's Earth, is all full of garbage, and they have to clean it up, and weird stuff is going on. But it's fun things. Here's one I pulled off the shelf. Tales of Suspense, Les Morts 13, Dreamweaver. I don't know what all that means. But this is an Ashley Wood book. This was a $5 one, not a $4 one. How much was this? This was a $4 one. So was Archie. I like to give the prices because I prefer $4 books to $5 ones, of course. But this one feels about 40 pages, so it's bigger. First Ashley Wood thing I've seen in a while. I've never really bought much Ashley Wood stuff, but I saw this was coming out. But I guess I didn't put it on my pull list. I think it's some sort of anthology. And here's a different one. Who's doing that? Dreamweaver, Chris Ryall, Nelson Daniel. I guess there's two. Les Morts. Les Morts, Les Morts, I think it is in French. Les Morts 13, that's the Ashley Wood one, and Dreamweaver is the other one in there. So I guess we get 2 stories in that. And this I picked up off the shelf too. It's a new Kirkman one. Void Rivals. I haven't had a Kirkman book on my pull list in a while. I figured I'd try this one out. And somebody said this, the comic shop said this book was getting a little hot too because somehow people thought it tied in with G.I. Joe. I don't know what that is. I haven't read it. I just figured I'd get a new Kirkman book and give it a try. And here's one. Femforce issue 200, a $6 book. Funny, I saw this there. I was like, that still exists? And Roy, the comic shop owner, was like, yeah, I ordered a couple extra copies of it just because it was issue 200, and I figured people might go, that still exists? Maybe I'll read issue 200. So that's what I did. I said, that still exists? Maybe I'll read issue 200. So even for $6, which this doesn't even feel like a 40. This is probably a 32-page one. But, I may have bought an issue or 2 of Femforce in the 80s. I think I have it somewhere in my collection, but here's issue 200. Didn't even know they were still putting it out. Who's the publisher on this? AC Comics. I think they were the 80s publisher too. All right, we'll give Femforce a read. Why not? And then this was one I particularly didn't put on my pull list. Just because I was like, another, how many Frank Frazetta books, $5 books do I need? But then I saw, I liked the art. Let's see. Andrea Moody did the first 7 pages, and then Luis Garaga did the rest. But I liked the Moody pages. I think he did some stuff for Bad Idea. Let's see, but I don't know if I need another $5 Frazetta book, but I've liked the other ones, so why not give it a try? Like I said, I threw an extra 20 in my wallet just to buy some extra stuff today. Here's another extra one I picked up, Battle Chasers number 10. I've never read Battle Chasers. Look, the story so far. I just saw, I think it was JLS Comics put out a video of the Battle Chasers story. I think that was his channel, because that's usually where I watch such things. So I caught up what was going on with the Battle Chasers by watching the video, because I've never read a Battle Chasers before. I knew Joe Madureira back when he was a 16-year-old intern at Marvel Comics, so he was a nice guy. I've only seen him once since then. I saw him like 5-6 years ago at a con, but I figured I'd check out Battle Chasers and see what he was up to. Let's see if we got a little Time Before Time. There's one of my regular ones. This has been a really good series. Do we have a new artist? This different story arcs have had different artists. Our new artist is Will Morris. Unsure of who that is, but Declan Shalvey is one of the writers, along with Rory McConville. Rory McConville also writing Saga, and Declan Shalvey also doing Old Man, which I think is in this pile. But I've been enjoying this series since the beginning, so I'm sure I'll like that one. Ooh, an issue of Saga is out, chapter 65, and there's Lying Cat for you. That's the cat that if you lie near her will just say, lying. Kids, we're moving. Nice splash page. Saga. If you're not on board with Saga by now, with issue 65, I don't know what I can convince you to be on board Saga. It's a big, long saga of this family in space and their ups and downs and lives and deaths and fun stuff like that. What do we got here? Rogue Sun, issue number 13. Okay, this is the issue that follows the Massive Verse story, the Massive Verse annual. So now we got to see if the artist is new. The artist is Abel and Marco Renna. I don't remember Abel drawing. I remember seeing Abel's name on others. I can't remember who the regular artist is now. This might be the regular artist. I recognize the name, someone going just by the name Abel, but I can't remember if it was on Rogue Sun. That's kind of funny. But we left off with Rogue Sun is this suit that's inherited by person to person that gives the person superpowers. And they can talk to some of the other old Rogue Sons. So one of the other old Rogue Sons took over the current Rogue Son's mind and kind of kicked him out. So now we got to see if the young kid can get his own mind and body back yet and live his own life and let this guy from 600 years ago send him packing. We'll have to see. Here's Declan Shalvey's Old Man. This is a old spy coming back, being drawn back into current spy stuff story. He's the old dog. Ooh. Lots of panels of talking people on that one. And his daughter looks like there's gore. And his daughter is his handler now, and she don't like her old man. Nice thick cover. That only feels like it's like a 24-page one, but it's got a good stock cover, so it makes it feel good. Yeah, I don't think this is just 24 pages. They don't have any, because what it is usually the packages are 24 and 32 page comics, standard for like image stuff. And if you go for like the 32 page one, there's usually ads and extra stuff in the back. And if you go for the 24 page one, there's usually not. It's usually the whole story from front to back. So, then the last one is Cockchew, issue number 3. My buddy Scott Koblish putting this one out. Giant monster. I guess we get a giant robot to fight the giant monster in this one. Wow. Look at that page. A lot of fighting going on. That is crazy amount of drawing. Holy cow, look at this thing. There's a crazy amount of drawing going on these pages. Wow. I don't want to spoil too much, but that is some nice stuff. Some good stuff from Scott, the giant cockchew. All right, so there you have it. Oh, actually, first I got to show you mine, don't I? What do I got back here? This strange, awkward walking guy in green. I hardly ever make anyone all green, but he ended up being all green except for his red stomach with those eyes looking at you from there. I actually am. I've been working, like I said, I'm on 192. I'm working up to 200. And I think I'm going to do multiple covers for 200. That's what I'm going to do. And I've got one of them penciled already. And I don't quite have an idea for the second one, but I have an idea of an idea. But I still haven't drawn like 198 and 199 either. I have to do that. But here we go. That's a kind of strange. This one I find awkward because I made the guy awkward. I mean, on purpose I made him awkward. But sometimes even when you make something awkward on purpose, it's like, that's awkward. There you go. Alrighty. Some comic books, some artwork. You guys have a good week out there.